Page 14, try to remember. This is a beautiful piece. 3/4 times, so there's only 3 beats in a measure. We're still counting quarter notes. No sharps or flats again. We're in C position, but again, the left hand's going to move around. Let's make sure we got each hand working first. Right hand, at the beginning, you got the dotted rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3. I hope you understand dotted rhythms. Please don't make them complicated. They're not. Just look at it just logically for a moment. The quarter note comes on beat 1, and it lasts a whole beat. The dot then comes on beat 2, but you're holding the quarter note down for it. And then the 8th note comes on the end of 2. So it's 1 and 2 and then whatever comes after that on 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, bring the thumb down. 3, second line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, this is great. I love this. Well, that's that page. Let's go over to page 15 at the bottom. Measure 30. 8th notes. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Oh, this is great. Follow, 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 follow. Left hand here. 1, 2, then bring the thumb up. Here, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then as you lift up, move at the same time. We do this a lot in piano. It's not a big silence thing. It's like lifting up between, like taking a breath, except we're also going to move. So it's here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Reach up. Now scrunch up. 4th finger. Reach up. Then come back down. Rest. 3, 1. And it again. So forth. Let's go over to page 15, measure 21. Here. 1, 2, 3. During the rest, you come up. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. You go back down, and we do that. Okay. Last line, measure 30. 1, 2. That's tied. Hold it down for 5 counts, and then this G. That's tied. You're going to hold that down to the end of the piece. You just, in the last measure, you add the C to it. Don't play the G again. You just hold it down. And add. Okay. Both hands together. 1, 2. See, the half note comes on beat 2, and that's where the dot is, sort of. So it's 1, 2. Is actually kind of tricky. You may have to work on that. The last 2 measures of the first line. 1 and 2 and 3. So if you're hesitating in there somewhere, go over this a few times. Get rid of that hesitation. You don't want any hesitations. They're going on. Measure 5. And make sure you hold these quarter notes down 1 count only. Don't hold them, make them longer than that. Repetitious, that's about all it's doing until you get over to page 15, last line. You're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and. You end up with 3 notes down. Okay, and on these, I'm rotating the arm a little bit. I'm just doing this. It's transferring away from one finger to the other. It's like walking on the keyboard. You walk, 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 walk. So it's then add the slurs. Well, we sort of added one already. I disagree with it. I think it should all be connected, all one slur. If you read the sentence, there's no break in there. Well, if there's no break in there, then we're going to change the technique a little bit. I can't lift up because that would put a break in there in the left hand. So the left hand has to go from in the second measure here. It's got. I'm gonna hold the A down and just come up here. I have to let go of this if I'm going to use fourth finger. That's a stretch. So I just hold and then lift the A up as I play that. So they're connected. Again. And again, follow the sentences on here for the slurring. I disagree with their slurring here. The first two lines to me is all one sentence. I connect the whole two lines together, and then you get to the end of the second line. Now you can lift, take a breath, and you do again probably the next two lines. So then measure 17 is going to be the same slurring, except now the right hand gets the melody. But connect it. Lift up. I just want to connect. I want those connected so it sounds like it. And then the last line is a separate. So the third line on page 15, all one slur, the whole line, and then the last line is another slur. That's fine. That's my impression of the slurring. If I were your teacher, I'd take a pencil and draw in the slurs. I don't know why they're slurring every two measures. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Now, I don't know if I'm confusing you or not. I probably am, but just in case, I'm talking phrases. I keep saying slurs. See, that curved line can indicate a slur, or it can indicate a phrase, or whatever. And sometimes it's in this piece, phrases are not actually marked. You don't know where the phrases are. If the words were not there and I wasn't familiar with the piece, then I would phrase it exactly like they're slurring it. But you don't always lift up before and after a slur. Yeah, it depends on the music and what's needed. It makes more sense if it were like a string instrument or something and it was for the bowing of the instrument or something. But on a piano, it's a different thing. So to me, I'm talking phrases. The first two lines on page 14 is a phrase. I connect it all. And the second two lines is another phrase. I'm following the sentences and the words. And basically, I'm ignoring their slurs. I suppose technically, if you wanted to, you could lift up between each slur and break the phrase. But I find that rather unmusical, so I don't suggest it. Anyway, let's go on. Dynamics, again, they don't give you much in dynamics. Moderately loud, and that's to the melody. It's whatever you think moderately loud is. It's just sort of loud. Not loud, just sort of loud. Everything else has to be kept in background. This is soft. Now, this is and the right hand's soft. So the first line again. The idea, and you're staying basically there, but not exactly. You can get a little louder and softer once you get into the music and you start feeling it. And then on measure 17, then once you go up a little bit to loud here, that's for the melody. Keep everything else soft. The melody is where the words are. So when you get to measure 24 or 23 and 24, melody, all that needs to be the same. So it's soft, and this is soft, and then, so it's, and then you back down to moderately soft. That's their impression of it, but if you get to know the music, and you get a little louder and softer. I don't really recommend you get loud here. In my opinion, it probably should have been a moderately soft to start with. then a moderately loud at the top of page 17. Because this is a gentle thing. Now speed-wise, well, it says slowly with tenderness. Oh, isn't that nice? Slowly is how it's the overall feel of it. And the tenderness, well, it's early in the morning right now and I haven't had my coffee, so you can forget tenderness. It ain't happening. And you can find recordings of this, but it's the flow of it. It's not a fast thing, but don't drag it. Don't go. That just drags. It doesn't work on a piano. It might work on other instruments, but a piano is too percussive for that to work. We got to speed that up a little bit. So it's here. My impression of it, I would just, from having heard this piece a million times or so, not really, but okay. Fermata at the end, you just hold that out for a while until you're ready to go on, or they start applauding and drown you out, and then there's no point in going on. With a metronome, I'll just double that C, the half note, I'll hold it for 4 counts. So it's like 2, 3, hold 2, and then, yeah, okay. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'll give us 3 counts. Let's just go over it slowly together. 1, ready, go. 1, 2. Hold 2 off.